Okay, so what's my experience like working at a tech company? Let me just try to explain what my days look like. So when I first started working at the tech company, of course, every job you have, you go through training. You know, the onboarding process, you're constantly in meetings, learning the product, learning the history of the company, um, just a lot of trainings, a lot of meetings, a lot of information where you feel bombarded and overwhelmed because it's a lot. But then, of course, your managers and your coworkers are constantly telling you like, relax, you're new, you're not gonna grasp everything right now. Like nobody's mad at you, like take your time. And so, yeah, that's what the beginning is like. I would say the first few weeks. I am working fully remote, so I was literally waking up in the morning. My day would start at, or would start, my day does start still at like 8 o'clock in the morning. I wake up, I got my coffee or my Starbucks or whatever, and I open up my laptop and I log in to, not even log in, we don't even have a login like that, at least not at my company. You just work, but you're constantly in communication. We're constantly in communication through Slack. So yeah, we have like a company Slack where everybody is right there and talking to each other all the time. So yeah, like I wake up, start around 8 o'clock. Now that I'm not doing trainings anymore for the past 2 months or so or whatever, yeah, you check your emails, see if you need to respond to anything. If you might have like a team meeting, a sales team meeting where we all, it's on your calendar and we all hop on a Zoom call and we maybe set our goals for the week or something like that. Or you might have a product training with your team. And honestly, the meetings are always really short. They're always like 30 minutes or less. Sometimes they're like 10 minutes. Yeah. And so you do your meeting and then you hop back off, and now you have that freedom and flexibility to maybe go fix you some pancakes, like while you're still trying to check some emails or responding. And so, yeah, my day is really, all the hours that pass from 8 until about 4:30 is when I'm off. Yeah, you're just responding to emails, you're sending out emails, you're maybe doing some, I don't know, a lot of like, it's really a lot of organization, because it's like the point of the role as a sales development representative or business development representative, you're trying to reach out to people who would be a good fit for the product that you sell. And so that's all you're really doing, and different companies have it set up different. Like sometimes you might have to do your own prospecting only, where you're constantly researching, using LinkedIn or Google, getting contact information. And that's where all the different softwares come from that you learned about in the tech course that you took. And of course, every company is using like different products, whether it's Zoom Info or, I don't know, Salesforce or something like that. We use Outreach. No, we don't. No, we don't. That's from the tech sales course. We use, what is it called? All of a sudden, I use this every day. We use Pipedrive. That's our CRM. And we use Outplay. That is a sales engagement software that we use. So anyways, yeah, you're using these different softwares to help you organize all the people you're reaching out to. It's just a lot of organization, and then you're reaching out to these people, you're creating like campaigns and sequences to, to grab their attention, so that they can see like, oh, okay, I'm interested. And then you're having a conversation with them, whether you're doing cold calls or sending out cold emails, whatever. That's what it looks like just throughout the day. But the best part is that, especially if you're working remote, if you do get a fully remote tech job, you have the freedom to get the work done, but to, I don't know, make a trip to Starbucks real quick and come back. Maybe you need to run an errand real quick. You could do that, come back. Like, I don't know how all companies work, but I know with my company, what they care about the most is that you're, meeting your quota, And just getting your work done. Like if you guys are saying like, oh, let's send out, a certain amount of emails a day, send out a certain amount of emails a day. You know what I mean? Like don't, because I've done that where I've kind of like been working and grinding really hard, and I was like cool, but then it was times where I was like just not, and it showed, and it was like, okay, I need to make an adjustment, because yes, the flexibility and the freedom is great, but you also want to, like provide good results and like really get the job done. So yeah, that's what you're doing all day. And yeah, besides meetings and sending out emails or making phone calls, like that's really what it is. And you're at your laptop the whole time, kind of just doing that. So yeah, and then I get off at 4:30, and then I kind of like prep for the next day, or I take a nap because my eyes hurt from looking at the screen all day. I need to get like a protector or something that goes on my screen, because and this is being serious, like I'm not even being funny, my eyes aren't used to looking at a screen for that long of a period of time. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm feeling it. Like my eyes are actually like getting red. Like I have to put eye drops in my eyes all the time because they hurt. So I need to find a solution. If you got any ideas, comment and let me know what to get, because yeah, I'm gonna do my research too, but my eyes be hurting. Like even right now, like my eyes have this like slight little burn to them. So yeah, that's what my experience is like, working at a tech company. And let me see if there's anything else. Oh, okay, so this too. So I get 3 checks a month. 2 checks guaranteed a month. The third one is if I hit my quota. So, and that third one is bigger than these 2, not combined, but just individually. So yeah, that's usually how it's set up, like as far as what you're getting paid. So this is salary, like this isn't commission. You are on salary working for a tech company, and so you get 2 checks a month. Well, I don't know if every company works like this. I'm only speaking from experience. I get 1 check at the beginning of the month, another check at the end of the month, and those are both guaranteed coming in just from you having the job. Guaranteed you're getting those checks. The third check is if you hit your quota. And so there's 3 checks a month, and it's real nice. And it's funny because it almost makes you feel like an entrepreneur, even though you're not, because the fact that hitting your quota is going to give you that third check, it's almost like you want to work harder, because you're like, man, I know I'm going to get paid, so my basic needs are going to be met as far as rent and car note or whatever. But that third one is like, man, it makes you want to send out more emails, or really, talk to somebody and like, have those conversations, basically do your job. It makes you just really want to do your job. And I love the product for the company I work for. So I really be like low key working sometimes, and it'd be like 10 o'clock at night, and I'll be like checking my emails, and I'm like, go to bed. Like, what are you doing? Like, and then you do have unlimited PTO. And honestly, that's really just, what do you call that? Not an honor system, but the unlimited PTO is basically like, you can really take time off whenever you want, paid time off. But it's kind of like hinging on your maturity and like you getting the job done, and just kind of like natural discernment. It's like, don't take PTO every week. Like, I don't know, but that's kind of like what it is. Even though it is there though, you can take it whenever you want. But yeah, so that's a huge benefit. So yeah, my experience so far, I am 3 months in now. Started November 1st, and as of the time of this recording, it is February 1st. Oh shoot, it is the 1st. So November, December, January, February. So this is officially my 3rd month going into being in tech. And so yeah, I've loved every minute of it. There isn't anything that I regret. And I'm speaking from a person that had a background in mental health. Like, it don't matter what your background is, you will be able to learn how to be a sales development rep or a business development representative, or maybe you want to be something else, but in tech, there's a variety of jobs in tech. So Maybe you want to be something else, but you'll be able to do it, you know, no matter what your background is, because it's literally just a matter of learning the job, you know, like any other job you get, and the pay is really nice. So yeah, and you don't have to have no background, degree, previous experience, anything like that, you know, and the starting salary is very high because it's technology. Um, so yeah, I love it, and I probably will end up doing this like for the rest of my life, you know. Finding other ways, creating different streams, things like that, like growing within the company or whatever. But as far as being in the tech industry, that's something that I'm sold on. So